Hello and welcome to Nightmares of Future Past. I'm your game master, lluksblackheart, and on today's episode 1 of season 2, we have our heroes Darktide Ren and Allstrike, formerly known as Blunt. Because, like we said, we got a better, more suiting name for our ironclad hero. Uh, and like how we left off with last season, with the heroes not having to worry about Hive, they were to adjust to the slightly new environment of Gotham, of slightly high toxicity levels due to the pesticide droppings, uh, the slightly higher population of flies, and in a different park from what they originally were at is the colony of ants. But a new threat lingers over the horizon. As the party gets called to the conference room of their hidden base by Captain Sewer, and he marks it as an emergency. Do
Oh,
our
well,
three available heroes respond
yes,
and meet him in El Conferenzo
uh,
room?
I guess if Dr. Captain Sewer's calling because there's an emergency,
The Hero
I should
Syndicate is
answer.
needed. Come, heroes.
The Hero Syndicate shall appear.
I love that name. Um, no, but you guys can all easily get there. And he goes, okay, I have good news and bad news. Good news is our fellow new crew are out there doing their best, keeping. Why are you doing that, computer? To help keep me informed and stuff and help quell any problems that are up. Uh, but we do have a slight problem because the our hero Daredevil has managed to locate a couple individuals that he thinks are up to absolutely no good. Uh, and he needs assistance in capturing them. Are you guys ready to, willing and ready to respond to a hero in need?
Let's
Yes,
go.
I am.
I am.
Where did he see these?
Uh, near one of the abandoned, well, most of the city's now currently abandoned, but near one of the ports, he noticed them taking big boxes out of a uh, ship. Went to investigate, and he sent me a few pictures as he pulls them up, and he goes, "The pictures are somewhat concerning because even though he called them crates, I don't think they're crates." As he pulls up a picture of several individuals carrying what looks like coffins.
Hmm. Coffins. Are they wooden, metal? What? Or
Uh,
could you tell?
well, they don't look like they're made of metal, so they're probably wooden, but they also look like expensive coffins. And in the
Okay.
pictures, you can see that the people carrying the coffins seem to have very little to no trouble carrying these coffins, which either means
How
they're
many people are carrying each coffin?
one person.
Oh, that's very concerning.
So the
Yes.
fact that even an
Very.
empty coffin usually takes like 2, maybe 3 people if it's empty because of how heavy and awkward they are. But these guys, they seem to like put it on a guy's back and he just carries it by himself with keeping a brisk pace doing so.
Mm. Well, how do sorry, lost my train of thought. But so, how far away are the ports from here?
From
Um,
the port they're at, if you guys fly at the subtle pace of not injuring fellow teammates, it should take you 20 minutes at minimum to get there. If you take, as it pulls up
okay.
this route here, which should let you come in with a decent stealth approach vector. If you don't care about stealth and you just want to fly in there, we can easily shave 10 minutes off it, but they'll most likely be waiting for you when you land.
All right.
Uh,
Okay, Ren, you're the boss, right?
Haha, funny.
Now, I do recommend,
I'm the new
because
guy. So,
of All Strike's boot jets to make quite a bit of noise, that when you guys, as he's showing up on the map, as you guys get to this point here, either Ren grabs him or Darktide does, so that way you guys can approach with no noise being made to optimize
Yes.
surprise.
okay, sounds good to me.
All right, so I take hold of him so that he can turn his jets off, right?
Not right this
When
second.
they're
Not right
nearing
this
you,
second, but
yeah.
when you guys get to the zone.
Okay, okay. Sorry, some IRL stuff was going on that I was dealing with.
Okay. Guys can usually go in the elevator, go up the elevator, leave the elevator, and then take off. Whee! And Captain Sewer will state at this point that Shiro and Link had to deal with another problem. Uh, Hopefully they can handle that, but that's what they are doing. Uh, when you get there, the hero Daredevil will be waiting for you. He sends you a ping to where to meet up with him. And after a little bit, can each of you make me a stealth check? The bad guys do have slight problems picking you up, but you still have to make it. All Strike is probably going to love the fact that the enemies have penalties, because he has a +1. Darktide is
And it's
sitting there. The what?
with the 20-sider.
Yes.
Yes.
Darktide's
Okay.
sitting there with a big grin with a +20 now, because he's on dot. And currently, English, I speak it. Ren is
Sure.
unfortunately sitting with the same thing with All Strike with a +1. Okay, All Strike got a 16. I'm not even going to roll for the bad guys. Does their penalties, they're not getting that. Let me double check the bad guys. Does they technically have multiple things eating them up? Yeah, you guys are able to get to the point where All Strike has to turn off his boosters, and that's where Ren catches him, correct?
I hope so.
Yes, yes, I catch, I catch.
And boom. You guys can easily fly in with no disturbances. Land and easily maneuver to where dark is, which when you get to a zone, pretty much a shadow pops up out of nowhere. Nowhere goes, you guys made it. Great. Which does somewhat scare you guys, just as literally he came out of a shadow.
Okay.
Well, you have to remember
need
his
to
powers are besides being able to teleport things are shadow related.
you need to work on your entrance when allies appear.
It's like, well, and you need to work on your knowing what shadow is me and what's not, what shadow isn't me, because there's no fixing that. It's either I come through the shadows where no one can see me, or I pop up where they can see me and then approach you. Yeah, I think something's weird with
I
these.
like when I
Yeah, I think something is weird with these guys though.
Yes,
what
one person
Weird.
carrying a coffin at a time.
Yeah.
I was about to say
There's
weird
Well,
how.
I'll
Like,
go ahead. Did
oh
you?
no, I was just saying weird how because yes, it's strange what they're doing, but what is it in particular that you have noticed?
Well, besides the fact they look like coffins, and these guys are each one when they when they took a coffin and took it off the ship, walked across the pier and went to that warehouse nearby. They were just single-handedly by themselves carrying it, like it wasn't an actual problem, which is a slight problem because do you know how strong you have to be to actually like have no problem lifting a empty coffin? Those weigh a lot.
I mean, it doesn't take that much strength to lift prop coffins, though.
Yeah, it's like I
the
don't
what
think these
coffin?
are fake
Oh,
coffins. It's like I don't think these are prop coffins because right before they got the last coffin out, I was able to shadow myself into the warehouse, and one of the coffins opened up. Not someone opened it; it opened up, and a person came out.
hmm.
Ah,
Uh, and
How
then
many coffins were there finally?
40.
40. Okay.
were there people in each coffin or just that one?
I only saw one person come out of the coffin, and he was speaking this weird foreign language, and these guys had no problem understanding it. And another thing I find weird, besides the fact that there is 30 of these guys that were offloading everything, is they're communicating without speaking. They seem to be
well, I could.
reacting to each other's like they're communicating, but that they're not speaking. So I think there's some sort of weird mental thing going on with them.
I'll be able to check that out.
And
I just need to
where
what
is
shoot.
it that you were observing these individuals?
Well, initially I was just roaming around the area looking for anything that could pop up because crime is not necessarily a big problem right now because everyone's just trying to survive. And when I saw their boat pull up, I decided that, what the heck? Boom. So I was on top of that warehouse over there initially, but then I shadowed myself down to get a closer look and take pictures. And then I snuck in. Around that time, I sent the messages to Captain Sewer. Um, and I think they're waiting for other vehicles to show up. Because a lot of these coffins are not put like they're just going to be sitting there for very long, but like they're going to like they're waiting for a truck or something to show up so they can load it into a truck.
Hmm. Do you think we should wait until the truck gets here, or
We could.
is there a way that we can control the entrance make it funnel point.
There's
One entrance.
there's multiple entrances to the warehouse. On both ends, there's big doors that can easily fit a truck going through, and there's several side doors, and that's only if you don't count the windows. So it's like we would have to cover multiple points of access to secure it. And I don't know how tough these guys are or anything like that. And these guys are giving real creepy, like, horror movie vibes. Especially the guy who came out of the coffin. Just not good vibes.
Okay.
What did the person that came out of the coffin look like?
Foreigner. Slight mustache with a little goatee. Didn't understand the language he spoke. Didn't really try to get close enough to get a better, like, look at him. There's, like, I may be really good at hiding, but sometimes you get I'm easy to spot because it's like what one of these shadows does not belong here. I do have my shadow keeping an eye on them.
Okay.
All I can really
can you tell?
all I can really say
Go ahead,
about my shadow is the vibe I'm getting from my shadow is it does not want to engage engage the guy that came out of the coffin.
Does he know? Is his attire, the clothes he's wearing, and everything current with this century or past centuries?
I would probably say 1930s to 1940s kind of look.
Okay.
It is somewhat like businessman attire, but like I actually work out of my office attire. So like he looks like he comes from money. He looks like he does hard work, but it's like that. Like I'm an office man, but I work out in the field type office man attire.
Okay.
I mean, he also his shoes also look extremely expensive. Like I could probably buy myself a new car with those shoes. But like I said, my shadow does not want to engage him, which is really, really weird because it likes fighting things. That's why I don't like using it. This is like, oh, I get to go mess someone up. Yay. It's like, I'm trying not to be the villain. Don't make me the villain. Go away. So I'm not used to it being hesitant. Which does not help me out a lot because, again, I'm labeled as a horror class entity by the government. Like,
okay.
So, I don't like the fact that a horror class monster I can summon doesn't want to mess with a guy from a coffin.
Yeah, that sounds like bad news.
Yeah, it's like this entire vibe here is I don't want to do this by myself, especially because my personal backup doesn't want to help me. And I'm not real good on the whole, like, supernatural weirdness stuff. Because, like, I never paid any more attention to it. I think I want to go back to race car driving. But I can't because, well, hence to his own self. So it's like, maybe I should get some, like, smarter people, some better heroes. So, here you guys are. Not to mention the fact that if I got in trouble and needed help, I'd rather have you guys here now instead of, like, when I get in trouble.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it what is it nighttime or is it dusk or what? I forgot to ask.
It's twilight going into dark. There's probably another 30 minutes or so before it's actually properly dark. So you can.
So did your shadow track where they're taking the coffins?
Oh, right now inside that warehouse. If you want to wait until the vehicles show up, me and my shadow can hide in whatever and like underneath whatever vehicles they are because like I am insubstantial, so like I can pass through things.
Where are we located? Are we on the side of the building? Are we around the front, back?
Between two warehouses, at least one warehouse away from the target warehouse.
Okay.
So you're not talking next to where you're plotting on assaulting.
Okay. Daredevil.
Yes.
Show me the entrance that they use, and I will sneak around and see if I can find
He goes,
anything.
Well, you go that way, and then you turn left, and you look down there. We're about one warehouse. There's one warehouse between us and their warehouse. So you should see one of the two main entrances right there. The problem is there's nothing for you to actually properly hide between us and them other than the warehouse we're at right now. So if you're lucky, they won't see you creeping about. And it's the same thing if you go that way. There's a forklift you can probably use to hide behind, but it's not much of you don't have that much cover outside of it.
How is the lighting? Is it bright or dim?
Well, this area doesn't have proper power to it, so the only light you have besides the light you brought with you, the light you have is slowly fading because again you have about like at least 30 minutes of usable light before if the place goes dark. So my perfect
but the
time
darkness
is
isn't going to help you much, Darktide.
Yeah. So unless you can see in the dark, you have a limited time to creep around because they brought their own stuff. So I don't think they're going to actually have problems doing anything.
Okay.
So waiting for the vehicles sound like probably our best way to actually get somebody close enough to observe, and that person being Daredevil and their shadow. So it's probably going to be best that we actually wait. But we should definitely keep an eye on the use of comms, because if they are using any sort of telepathic link, comms aren't going to be helpful right now.
Okay.
Especially if that link extends outside of their source. Like if it's not just between them and their group. I can be the relay though.
Yeah, so unless you guys want to hit it now or wait, because the only things I know from horror movies is guys coming out of coffins love nighttime. So we can hit now and hope it goes well. Wait till nightfall when the trucks, well, whatever they're planning on using, actually gets here. And then follow them to wherever they're deciding to go. I'm good with either plan. I just don't want to do it by myself.
No, I
Honestly,
understand.
what do y'all think? Because I have an idea, but I want to get your take before I say that.
Well, we might want to wait for a truck to show up. That may be the easiest way to get in.
Get to the head of it. I mean, unfortunately, if they're creatures of the night, that means there'd be 40, possibly 40 of them waking up. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. But
But
if
if they
we
have
get them,
someone else to go, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, finish.
no, I was just going to say, unless somebody else can think of, they may not, they may be empty coffins. Are all we know. We know there was one. Um, so I don't know, what type of night creatures they could be or whatever. Um, so that's a concern because if it's totally dark and they wake up, that means we may have 40 to up to 40 new enemies to come across. So if we can figure out a way of either capturing the vehicles or whatever after they've been loaded, depending on the number, I mean, they may stack them in like cordwood into a vehicle. And if they do that, that means that it's going to cut the numbers down to be able to get out. That means we could take care of doing whatever we need to do to those vehicles to secure them. But like you said, I'm not very stealthy, so I need to come in. If I come in, I need to come in hard. Whether it's fly in and do a bombardal type attack where I come in from the air and strike, or sit down somewhere on the ground where I can get clean shots at everybody. Because I'm not necessarily most. I'm more a strength. I mean, I'm more of a. I'm more of a take them out from afar if I can, and then if I have to, I could take care of it in close. But
I think that's actually going to be our best bet is to find you a vantage point once we know what's going on. My concern is that whatever these things may be, they already have plans tonight. Sure, intercepting them and ending it now will take care of this problem here, even though we don't actually know if it's a problem. It's unsettling, but they've made no moves yet. The question is, what else are they doing? And I feel like seeing where these trucks are going, following them, just really doing a heavy duty recon mission right now is going to be our best bet to be able to move forward in taking them down.
well, I was going to say that's what I'm thinking too. That's why I was saying about me being at a distance at a point. Do we have any tracking material, any tracking devices, or anything with the group that we have with us? If our gadgeteer was here, I would say he probably
Uh,
has some things like that.
you're gonna laugh. The party doesn't have any tracking devices available, regardless of who's here or not.
Mm.
The closest thing to
No, I just
tracking the party has, and it's currently something has uh come up. Give me a moment. Sorry for the interruption, people. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry for the interruption, viewers. But the heroes have been plotting while I took care of that. Hopefully, it's something good. Dun dun dun.
I'd like to think so.
Uh, but while I had to do that quick run, uh, to somewhat recap on certain important things.
Um, we would like to find out from Captain Sewage, if there is any way of monitoring
It's
vehicles that come from here. Does there satellite or city CCTV networks that are still up, or if there's a satellite that can be used, or if
Well,
there's some type of tracking
he
stuff that we
doesn't
can get?
have access to satellites. Um, because he doesn't have access to them. If he does, then he would start using them. When it comes to CCTVs or citywide surveillance system stuff, due to the lack of power and damage to certain superstructures, he has no access to any of that.
Okay.
He's trying to work on a few things to help him monitor the city and adjacent parts to the city to help with better response time. That's one of the reasons why he has several heroes out just doing surveillance, because he's using actual people as his surveillance system. But on
Okay.
that note, Almighty All Strike, you need to make me a perception. You do have a +5 to see just how quickly you trigger this. Okay, it triggers relatively quickly. Your radar is pinged 4 large vehicles approaching.
Okay, I communicate
They are
to the
about
party that.
2 minutes out.
Okay.
Nerf,
Alright,
Does Daredevil?
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Another thing is your radar is picking up on one of the sides of the warehouse. There is what you believe 21 individuals standing there, and the doors on that same side they're at is open.
Okay. Does Daredevil have any types of communication devices that we can use with him?
He uses his comlink.
and I have telepathy, so I can communicate with him and then relay that information to the two of you quietly without having to go over comms as well.
Okay, good.
And
Good.
And I can always go up in the air and watch what's going on from there.
We're going to
Okay.
hold off on that momentarily. I think that it's a good idea for us to do it. But right now, with those incoming trucks, we need to have Daredevil get in place so that he
Right.
can essentially ride the shadow into the building, silently view what's going on, follow the trucks out when they come out. And once we know, based off of your radar, I'm guessing we'll be able to tell if there are stragglers outside. Once we know that it's clear for us to move and that you can move with your lack of silence, then we will go into surveillance mode. That'll be darktide observing truck movement. That'll be all strike. Once we know that you're clear to move, we'll put you in place to follow if they split off. One way or the other, somebody's going to be with those trucks, and that is going to be Daredevil.
Okay. Sounds good. Hey, do I notice anything else popping up on my radar or anything like that? Like
Uh,
anything coming in
no, not
from another direction?
no. It's just those four trucks and the people outside of the warehouse, like they're waiting for the trucks.
How far does my ultra hearing, how far away do I have? How far do I have to be? How close do I have to be there to hear
Uh,
it?
I can directly tell you that because this is one reason why I love heroes with super sense based things.
Because I
Ultra
want to see if I can
hearing
catch
can
anything of
hear
the.
very high pitch and low frequency sounds like dog whistles or ultrasonic signals, including those used by remote controls. Which means you can technically any sort of cell phone, radio, or communication they're using, you can't intercept it, but you can go, oh, that guy has a radio, that guy has a radio, that guy has a radio, and you can technically, as long as it's active, you can pinpoint these frequencies of Daredevil's comm so you can better follow it. If it wasn't for the fact that
Okay.
you had radar, which because remember you have extended radar in that, which gives you God, let me double check. That's supposed to be super far. I don't know why I didn't record it down. Did I skip that page? No, I don't. I didn't skip that page.
But you wouldn't be able to hear anything verbally.
Yeah.
Well, that was the question: is whether or not
Well,
I could or not.
ultra hearing lets you pick up on those high or low frequencies, not actually understand them. So you can't hear what
Okay.
they're saying, but you
But
can
I
pick
know
up
they're
on communication systems. Which at this point that you're paying attention, I can tell you that you do not pick up on any form of cell phone, radio, or communications device on any of them.
okay. With my vision, can I determine? Can I see what's going on with the 21 people on the side of the door,
If you peek your
side of the
head
building?
and look, you do have dark vision, which means you don't. It's pretty much you don't care about how dark or bright it is, and you have infravision, which allows you to see on the heat spectrum. Which means,
Okay.
do you peek your head over and look?
Yes, I do. I peek my head over and look. Try to do it as quiet as I can, so I don't
Uh,
draw any attention to myself.
well, because their its distance is in your favor right now. As you peek over and you look through your infravision spectrum, you can tell that 20 of the guys, their body temperature is really low.
Okay.
They still are producing heat that you can pick up, but it's that temperature low of they should be in the hospital in intensive care because that's like really it's like pinging you as really out of they should definitely be at the hospital right now with people trying to heat up their core body because that's really low. One of them that seems to be standing in the middle picking up, uh, his ambient body temperature, he's practically invisible to you because it's matching the ambient temperature.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those like it's just low enough for you to faintly see with your infravision, but just at the right angle that you cannot reliably use it to actually like interact with him properly, because it's like I can faintly see you.
Okay.
Like you have to like
Well,
uber analyze it a wee bit um to do it.
okay. I duck my head back down. I communicate. Um, you said you're Randy. You did you say that we were telepathically linked right this second?
Yes.
Okay. What I want to do is I'm going to repeat all the stuff to them. What I've seen, I tell them that 20 of them have low body temperatures. Um, you would consider them to be hospital bound type temperatures. And there's one that's not, but he is hiding from he's in and out of my vision spectrum because of it, of his thing. So um, that's what's going on. And there is 21 to be exact that's out there that are currently there. And they're just, from what I understand, Jacob,
They are waiting.
they're just milling around. Huh?
They're milling around like they're waiting.
Okay. So, thing to you guys, how do you want to go about this? Do we want to move in, or, well, you can let the Daredevil know what I found out about them that are out there. He might have something to, uh,
Report.
something else that you can tell us, or
So
at least let him know that.
So I'll relay that to Darktide, and then I'll reach out to Daredevil telepathically, almost like I'm poking him on the shoulder to be like, hey, don't freak out. This is Ren. It's one of my abilities. I don't know if you were informed beforehand. I can speak telepathically. I relay the information from All Strike, and I let him know that he needs to be in position. The trucks are arriving momentarily. There's 21 quote unquote people milling outside waiting for the truck's arrival, so he needs to be on high alert, and that one of them keeps blipping in and out of existence almost, is what it seems like to All Strike's data.
Well, when you get done talking, you hear in his from his end and going, okay, I've been waiting for you to set up your mental link. We might have a problem. 3 more people just came out of a coffin. One of them did not look very happy. So he grabbed one of the not so weak looking guys. And I think they're vampires. Unless they're
That
really,
was the
really
part I was getting.
Yeah. It's like, no, they're not giving it. I can verify. Unless they're really, really kinky. Like, we don't have 40 people to worry about now. We have 39. Not counting the 3 more that just woke up. So instead of having 44 people to deal with, we have 43. But yeah, like I said, the one didn't seem very happy. Almost like they expected to not be in a warehouse.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So when the trucks get here, I'll go ahead and do my stealth thing to follow. But I'm gonna let you know right now, I can't do stuff. If they are undead creatures, I can't affect undead creatures. So when the
I
fight's
don't.
starting, the ones that came out of the coffin, I can't do shit with too. That that will be 100% you
Good
guys.
to know.
Uh, at this time, uh, driving somewhat past where you guys are at, are 4 large trucks. They do look like they are National Guard trucks, but obviously not being
Do
used
they
by the
say
Okay.
National
National
Guard.
Guard? I mean, do they look like military?
Yes,
Um,
they even have National Guard logos on them,
okay.
but obviously no
Hmm.
National Guard. They're able to pull up, and out of each truck, 2 guys do get out.
Of the cab?
Yeah, of the cabs, and
Okay.
then the obviously lackeys start loading up the coffins.
Are they taking more than one at? I mean, is it
It's still
one
one
per
one.
one
It's
per?
one per one. So you
Okay.
guys can actually see these guys pick up coffins, which you're pretty sure do have uh someone in them. So they're not empty coffins.
Okay.
Which does go to prove that these guys, even though they look relatively normal, they appear to be quite beefy without actually looking beefy. Like you would expect to see actual like muscles, but these guys they look like normal everyday Joes.
Now these guys were in the sunlight, correct?
Yes, in direct
Load.
sunlight.
Were the
Okay.
were the ones that Daredevil observed in direct sunlight?
The ones that came out of the coffins,
Yes.
no.
Okay.
Uh,
So what we probably have a bunch of ghouls. They're minions that do things for them during the day. Now, they're also
That sounds about right.
they're supernatural.
yeah. Uh, but it doesn't necessarily take them overly too long to load up the trucks. Does with the help of the additional 8 people who showed up and the 39 that were there, and the fact that it only takes actually one to actually pick up and move these coffins. Uh, it only takes them about like 10 minutes to properly do it, because they're not trying to stumble over each other's. Uh, and by this particular time, it is no longer twilight, it is officially dark. So you guys definitely cannot see what truck that everyone's favorite Shadow has gotten on, because, well, his powers are best at night, so he's practically invisible. Except for the person who can pick up on his comm badge.
Yeah, so I was just going to ask you if I can.
Yeah, you can pick it up, so you know that he's on number 3.
Okay. Am I able to track any of the other electronic devices that they are that they if they that's right, they don't have any radios
Yeah,
or
well, the
phones.
only radios that you're technically picking up from that could possibly be from them would be what the trucks have on them. Because
Okay.
those trucks do have radios, even though they appear to be off. So even though technically you would be able to track those frequencies, they appear to be not utilizing the radios.
Okay. Thank you. You see where I was going
Yeah.
with that, where I could, if I could isolate one of the trucks, it'd give me at least an idea of what range where they're going when they get out away from
Well,
us.
you also have to remember with your radar, it has you take a -1 on perception checks with it per 1,000 feet distance between you and whatever it's picking up. So you may not
Okay.
be able to directly hear it or see it. As long as the object is technically able to make noise, the radar picks it up. Which the trucks
Okay.
do make noise. Uh, so you don't have to be right up on it. You can be several thousand feet away and cruising. So
Are these
unlike
stand are these are these standard military type half ton diesel trucks?
from what you can tell, yes, they don't look like they
Okay.
have any special uh thing with them or anything like that. They look like normal uh trucks that would be used to transport people and or supplies.
Okay. Thank you. I didn't mean to interrupt anybody. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Well, you're asking important questions, so.
Yeah. Well, like I said, okay. I tell. I think the Rand telling her what I'm monitoring right now, and I will relay that as fast as I can to her and to however she wants to go to the others. Um, Daredevil is. I let her know that Daredevil is in the third truck. Um, did I pick up the where the ones that were arguing in the hangar that Daredevil told us about? Do I know
Uh,
which vehicles they go in?
the four ones that you guys are pretty sure are actual vampires. There's one in each truck.
Okay,
And after a moment, they
that
do
answers that
take
question.
off. And thanks to the fact that someone does have a very good radar, you guys don't have to be right up on their booties to actually track them.
So does that mean that we've put Daredevil in peril?
Not necessarily, because you also have to remember that the same person that's giving you the radar moves at such a fast speed that he can stay that couple thousand feet back, and the moment Daredevil needs help, he can be there almost instantaneously because of how fast he goes, while also at the same time, because he increased his own flight speed, um, Darktide can also uh, be there. Does
Okay, wonderful.
yeah, does going to here, does that have the miles per hours written down, not the actual speed? Because All Might moves 1 mile a turn at full speed.
All strike.
Yeah, so yeah, copyright infringement. All strike. Technically, if he does that, he is breaking the sound barrier. Does
Yeah, which I really don't want to do.
Yeah, so it's like he'll announce his presence by a sonic boom happening, and Ian going to be right there. So it's like it's going to alert everyone that's boom that's there. And because a certain individual, Darktide, it goes at a higher flight speed, he moves 4 miles in one turn, which is 2,000 miles an hour. So there's several more sonic booms happening. So technically speaking, as you guys are creeping up with the vehicles. When when Daredevil goes, I need assistance, two people can be there instantaneously while technically also alerting to everyone who can hear the booms that, hey, guess who's here? Boom.
And
Which
that's probably
technically
going
speaking,
to.
they don't have to necessarily move at full speed to get that several thousand feet. Because moving at um, because of the stuff in the city and stuff, the trucks are limited on how fast they can go. So they're already going roughly around your flight speed, Ren, uh, which is 900 feet a
Okay.
turn. Uh, and it means without breaking the sound barrier, if you want to try to get uber technical, uh, they can easily make up a 3,000 feet in one turn. So at minimum, he's spending one turn by himself. At absolute minimum. You also have to remember that unlike the rest of the party, if he really feels that he's in danger, he can teleport. Remember?
I didn't know that.
He's the NASCAR ex-NASCAR driver.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hence
okay.
why
Right.
he goes
I
by
forgot.
Daredevil, because it was his racing name. So like, if he's stuck in a pinch and doesn't think you guys are gonna get there in time, or doesn't want to risk you guys, he can simply just vominos out of there. Not to mention the fact that anything that can make a shadow afraid, not necessarily afraid, but a shadow want to run. Just remember, he's really hard to hit because he's considered insubstantial in his shadow form. So
Oh, okay.
the NPC you guys are aiding is probably one of the strongest NPCs you guys have access to. Solely because he has teleportation abilities. He's practically invisible if it's dark enough, and unless you can affect its substantial things, it's like fighting Martian Manhunter. Because when he goes insubstantial, you can't hit him. You have to wait until he decides to become substantial again.
Oh, okay.
So when you guys decided that, yeah, let's have him on our team, you guys made possibly your best choice at that moment because, well,
Yeah.
he has very, very potent powers. Uh, but as you guys are following, there's also at the distance, you don't necessarily have to worry about all strikes, jet boots given away because uh, unless they have super, super extended hearing, excuse me, you guys can keep your distance without triggering their alerts. Um, After about a half hour, the trucks split up, giving you guys several choices to either a follow the one that Daredevil's hiding in, well, not hiding in, but hiding under, or follow one of the other ones. But you guys have those options.
Can I tell which directions they're they're going?
Uh, well, two of them spent 2 minutes together before one broke off. Uh, you are pretty sure they're going to just different parts of the city.
Okay.
We,
All
we
right.
should probably just follow the one with Daredevil in it.
Okay.
Well, that's make sure we keep tell him what we're going to do and ask him if he wants us to do that or does he want us to follow a different one.
I can do that.
His thing is, unless you want me to run for my life at the first sign of trouble, please follow me.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
I just wanted to know.
It's like I may not be weak, but again, I don't want to be alone.
None of us do.
After a while of you guys following, the truck does seem to go into a damaged garage section of a hotel. And as you guys are approaching,
Interesting.
can you roll me a almighty all strike, another perception check, please? To see if your radar, how quickly
Okay.
you can pick up on this.
And you feel
Okay, you say it's a,
You have a +5.
you said it's a plus,
branch
so I got a +5?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the end of season, that's going to definitely go up.
only
Because you may not necessarily need a
team
very
that
high
might
perception,
even
but
thought about hiring
the
him.
farther away you can be and picking something up, the better. Okay. As you are
Okay.
approaching the hotel, you can tell that through some of the broken windows on the hotel and on the roof that there is people moving, indicating that if you guys start to get any closer, you're going to most likely be seen.
Okay.
This you can
I'll
pinpoint
let the.
sentries.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say I'm relaying this information to everybody in the party since we're still doing it telepathically.
Yes. This means everyone is aware, so you guys can stop before you risk being spotted. Over the telepathic bond from everyone's favorite Shadow, he does relay that the truck has stopped and that they are offloading the truck. And there's about now, not counting the obvious vampire,
Okay. How does he look? Does he look like he's from this century, or does he look older than the other ones, or younger?
No.
Okay.
You're also missing main event.
No! My mom's being annoying at the moment, trying to move things that she can't move by herself.
I understand that.
He goes, no, the guy here, see, it doesn't seem, like he's from a war century or anything like that, but like I said, from the, 30s or 40s, just like with the other guy.
Okay.
But
Oh, that's good.
Go ahead.
Nothing. I was just going. We could tell who may be the leader by the oldest from what I understand from vampire lore and the movies, the older their attire is, a lot of times it tells you who may be in
And what
charge.
century they're from and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sometimes age is a marker for superiority. But it does note that there is at least 10 guys uh, offloading the coffins into what looks like a cargo, one of the big cargo elevator things for the hotel, and the hotel does have power.
Okay. Are these same guys that are loading them? Are they similar to the ones that I saw back at the pier?
Yes,
Okay.
pretty much non-vampires loading off the vampires and coffins, with obviously one of the coffins being empty because it belongs to the guy that's up and about. Uh,
How far does my dark vision and all that go?
the dark vision, your dark vision and infravision and ultra hearing does rely on your normal hearing, so it's -1 per 10 feet. Your direction sense automatically just tells you pretty much it's a built-in compass, so you never get lost with it. Distance sense automatically tells you pretty much how far away things are, so that's why you're able to pinpoint accuracy a lot of things. Time sense lets you keep track of not only what time it is, but how much time it takes for certain things to happen, because it's also works as a time stop. The thing that goes out for thousands of feet is your radar ability from the suit, and that lets you take a -1 per 1,000 feet instead of per 10 feet.
Okay. I just wanted, I didn't know how far we could be away from the hotel and be
Uh,
able to see into different,
well,
see into any of the rooms or see what's on the roof.
with your accurate radar, as long as the windows are broken, you can kind of tell what's happening in certain rooms. You can tell what's happening on the roofs. So
Okay.
between the 10 people he said were offloading the truck, there's 4 people on the roof. They're not by themselves, but they are paired up in twos, and they're occasionally rotating spots. And in some of the broken windows, your radar is picking up occasional movement, so you can estimate at best that there is a total of 10 of these what you called ghouls in the building. Oh,
Dude,
sorry, not 10, 20.
I can't tell. 20. I can't tell on the guys on the roof or whether or not if they're armed. Can I with the radar?
Technically,
Probably not. But,
no.
okay. Can I notice any other machinery or anything that's that far out?
Uh,
That's
no,
clear.
you're not picking up movement from vehicles or anything super suspicious. Uh, the only things that you guys can tell from a distance is the building does have power. You can't tell if it's because of generators or they got something out of pretty much away from the hotel running power to it, but it does appear to have power. You can, I can technically give you this. You can tell that they're getting TV transmissions, implying that they have working TVs. So they do have entertainment.
Okay.
But you're still not
So
picking
they
up
can keep it.
on any sort of telephone signals or comm signals or anything like that.
Okay. You said that um, my uh, the radar I have Does it detect anywhere where any of the other trucks went as we
They're
came
too
closer
far.
here? They're too far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other parts of this
I just
city.
okay. What were you going to say, Scott? Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
I don't know. I don't remember what I
Darktide
had.
wasn't gonna say anything, all strike.
I thought he was, and I felt the little eyes behind my head, like, wait a minute, I wanted to say something. Um, but Rhiannon, can you think of anything that we need to do? I mean, I would hate to. I don't think we. I mean, we need to know where these guys are at. Do we? How do we want to approach this? Do we still want to just stick this place out and then maybe see what we can come up with, or do we want to kind of backtrack and try to locate the other trucks? What do you guys want to do?
Don't you have locations on the other trucks?
No,
We
they're too far for
we
his
only
radar.
know what we do know what streets in that they turned down, right? Initially,
Yeah, you
that they turned
can
away on.
backtrack and attempt to hopefully get a gist of where they went based on projected, well, not necessarily projected, but predicted routes they may or may not have taken.
Okay.
So you can make an attempt to figure out where those other trucks went.
Hmm.
But that would require you to inform Daredevil that you guys are going to go figure out if you can figure out where the rest of the trucks went. Leaving him
No,
alone
I just
in a vampire hotel.
I guess I just misunderstood what was said earlier, that's all.
I'm just trying to see how we can piece all this together, because if we strike one area and not have the support somewhere else, I mean, we don't know if they can communicate with the other groups. The way it looks right now, I can't detect any type of phone signals or radio signals or anything like that they can do. So we might be able to isolate this, take care of this one group, but that may be a I don't know. Or we can ask Daredevil how he wants to approach it, since
Well, I mean, he's not really going to be approaching anything because he said he won't really be able to affect the undead. And I don't know how well equipped we are to handle it, but uh, even with the fact that they all separated out, um, we know
well,
where their original facility is. That will help in future targets.
okay. Well, I was going to say, we know that there's at least 10 vampires, probably north, south, and east and west directions in the city. That I'm just making a ballpark guess. I mean, if I was trying to do something, either I would go to a prong that I could take over a good section of the city at one time and then eventually move on, or set up locations outside that, in 4 different directions, and then have them merge somewhere to eventually control it in the whole city.
having them separate like this will make it a bit easier to take them down, though, because of the reduced numbers.
Yes, I agree.
So, in all honesty, this might just be our best bet to get a gauge on how much we can do, have them scatter, and go from there. If they're relaying everything telepathically, I'd be able to assist on that end. So, in all honesty, I think this is just like a test of our abilities.
Okay.
You can do telepathic jamming?
No, but if they're communicating telepathically, I should be able to listen in and know where they're going or what they're about to do.
I see.
Should be able to.
How far can your telepathic powers work? Why?
Let me see. Okay, it says 3 for this, which means I go all the way.
Did I open my mouth and I shouldn't have?
No, it says. Funny. Uh, Anywhere in the state she's currently in.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know. So you basically can tell if they're sending out a broadcast on somewhere in the city. And that's good.
Well,
Yeah, I should be able to.
can you actually hear them, or I mean, how do you do that?
Well, her that she has she can technically utilize her mind reading. State that is an area effect linked to her communication. And it goes off. So we have to go to mind reading to see if there's any built-in restrictions that will hinder her ability to have fun.
This is I got my hand raised on this. The,
If
do
she
you
can
do you
get,
do you understand what you mind read with, whether it's the same language or not?
no, it
I don't
doesn't
know.
auto translate. It does not auto translate.
Okay, just was curious.
No, but the mind reading or ability to read minds is as long as she can perceive the mind, she can read it. So it's one of those.
Will she be able to understand it though?
Not necessarily, because the information she sends is technically in her would be in the language she understands, not necessarily the language they understand. So if they're speaking,
But the other
let's
thing
say,
about
go
the
ahead.
other thing about mind reading, though, is that people also communicate in pictures, not only by words.
Yeah.
So
So if she's reading their minds and she can get images or emotions, she can then use that to guesstimate what their future plans are, while at the same time uh, getting accurate details on random shenanigans involving them. Uh, the only catch 22 to her mind reading at the moment is even though it's a very powerful, like, good luck on them passing it, uh, it's not subtle.
Okay,
Meaning,
so
uh,
if she does read them, there's a good possibility that they can tell that she's there or somebody's
they
there.
can tell that someone's meddling around in their head.
Okay.
I can technically, if they fail by a certain degree, I can automatically assume they're not necessarily aware of it. They'll have this weird feeling, but not really aware of it. But if they pass just high enough, they'll be able to go, oh, someone's reading my mind. Which will be immediately a flag for her to either stop or hope they don't have similar abilities to her.
Okay.
So the party can hope that whatever their mental prowess is nowhere as good as hers.
Okay.
Which you don't know until she tries.
Yeah.
Because, haha, that does work. Yay. Um, so the question is, with the almighty reader of thy minds, you can easily get into a position to get direct line of sight, so you don't have to feel that you're constantly milling about. Because one of the catch-22s is, oh no, you do have it. Yes. If you get within approximately I want to actually double check this because I don't want to misgive you information and then have it be redacted in later episodes.
So, what do you guys think about how we should approach taking these guys if we do take them?
Through the roof.
I was going to say the roof would have to be probably the first thing because they're going to be the ones that see us. But we got a lot of floors to go through.
Does it actually say it? No, it just says this. Why is it being weird?
I do think the roof gives us the easiest access to the building, though.
Yes, it does. I mean, I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that or actually go in through the bottom through the sewers. But we didn't need to have the blueprints to do that from the city to tell us whether or not if we could do something like that or not.
We would just need to talk to Captain Sewer. That's kind of like his modus operandi.
Okay. I'm just thinking outside the box. Just want to make sure that we go with the best choice that we can. Who was that?
Shiro's listening in. There's no guarantee that he'll be able to effectively participate, but it looks like our hero Shiro is able to come in, which means for gameplay purposes, over your guys' comms, you guys can hear Shiro, as he's trying to figure out where you guys are. And also at this moment, because I double checked on a few things, Almighty Ren, can you make me a perception check? You have a plus 12.
Ooh.
And in DC Heroes, nat 1s and nat 20s, regardless of the roll, does affect the die roll. So that 11, well, not 11, that 13 becomes a huge whopping 8. At your current distance, your mental awareness, because you do have the ability that lets you be able to pick up the mental faculties of other sentient things, but it's all based on perceptions. You are too far away to establish any form of current link right now because you are finding it difficult to pinpoint to become aware of the exact minds you are trying to read. So you would have to get closer and try again.
Okay. So, do we want to call Dr. Sewage?
Sewer.
Sewer.
I love
What
the
did I
fact
say? Sewage?
yes, you keep calling him sewage. Eventually he's gonna
Oh, well.
respond of, I am not sewage man. That's someone else. I know you don't like me, but please stop it.
I'm not trying to do it on purpose.
I'm only
Unfortunately,
human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Now I stop before I get hit with a copyright infringement.
so it's Captain Stewart?
Sewer.
Not Stewart.
Sewer.
Stewart. Okay. I think it's okay. I know why I think that. Never mind.
It's like, I know he's not your favorite NPC, but don't place your hate on
No,
him.
I'm not putting my hate on anybody.
No, that's my job.
I know.
No. Oh, we have a chatter. Hello. Chan138. Thank you for listening to us. Hopefully you are enjoying our misadventures. So yay, we got a viewer. But no, Ren, do you attempt to get closer so you can try to relocate a suitable mind for your mind reading?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Do I notice anything before she goes get closer? Do I notice if there's any other change in their patterns on the roof or anything like that?
No, there seems to be no. Everything seems to be normal. Nothing is.
Okay.
What are we doing? We are playing well, of course, over the internet, a tabletop game known as DC Adventures Heroes. I don't know if you can clearly see that. It's a very fun RPG where the players get to be heroes. And one of our other chatters typed in, apparently faster than I can speak. Thank you, Lavender Dusk. But no, their
Are we ready for me to roll?
yeah. Redo your perception, please. Remember, you have I think a 12.
Plus
I want to
12.
say, yeah, 12. No, but for our interested viewer, they are trying to properly assess how they want to handle a potential vampire problem. Dun dun dun, vampires. With that,
I thought we just called Bucky, but
no, with you getting a wee bit closer to help mitigate any perception-based penalties, and you getting 27, you can pinpoint there is 24 active mines in the entire building, not counting Daredevil, because him and his shadow are, you're already aware of them. You do find it strange that you are aware that his shadow is in there, but you cannot pick up on his shadow's mind.
Okay.
You can also pinpoint that, like I said, 24. There's, like I said, there's 4 on the roof. There is 10 spread up between the what appears to be the sub basement and a lobby, with the other 6 spread up between the rest of the building. The 4 other mines that seem wee bit stronger, you can pinpoint that they are all on the same floor. And their mines seem to be a wee bit more potent. And you can tell, being put into other rooms, you can tell that there are 6 other mines that appear to be strong, but they seem to be asleep at the moment. Implying that since they got here, 3 more vampires have decided to pop out of their coffins.
Pop out of their coffins, but they're asleep?
No, 6 of them are asleep, 4 of them are awake. That's why I said you pick up
Oh, I
24
see.
active minds. 4 of them are stronger than the other 20. Then there's 6 strong minds that are asleep.
Oh, okay, I got you.
So you are officially pretty sure that several more vampires have decided to wake up.
That sounds problematic, because that sounds like a total of 10.
In this building, not counting the 20, what you guys believe to be are their ghouls. Totaling 24 conscious enemy targets, with 3 that are asleep, which you hopefully they stay asleep, but knowing with what limited knowledge you have on vampires, they'll most likely be waking up here soon. Gotta love jet lag.
So, I mean, I feel like it doesn't even matter really when we attack, because at some point those are going to wake up. So I honestly think we should go on full on assault.
well, I kind of agree. I was thinking that we just call in an airstrike and have them do a thermal stuff, but that's not going to work. I don't want to
I was do we even have airstrike capabilities? Is this something that I slept out of the conversation on?
If Lynx was present, she would be able to hop in the Hornet and do lots and lots of strafing runs, because it does have blaster cannons, so it won't be the same as like a missile strike. but
No, but it will help. Would help.
it would help.
Well, not necessarily, but we don't have links, so
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking that
How do we deal with the problem? Oh, just blow up the building.
blow it up and continue, kind of go completely down in the ground.
Hopefully, those vampires, you know, don't reemerge.
Yeah,
Hopefully, we hope.
hopefully.
Uh,
Okay. Um, I think we should call. Well, I guess the roof would be the best place to go. It would be the fastest at this point to get over there. Otherwise, I was thinking that we'd go from the ground level and underneath the hotel, or where they used to have the tunnels for the guys that used to smuggle in gin and stuff.
if this hotel has it.
Oh, it's Gotham. Probably does.
Yeah, but you would have to locate it and hope it's not been booby trapped.
Oh yeah, I'm not
boarded
taking
up.
or boarded up. Yep. Well, the only way that we're going to be sure that we can get in there is probably through the roof.
It would most
And
likely be the easiest vector of approach.
all right,
Well, let's
they're going to hear me coming.
okay. So they attack.
That's what I was saying. They don't have to. I can literally just grab you and we can get to the roof making no sound.
Right. I know. I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know that they're going to hear me coming one way or the other. I'm not very stealthy at this point.
Well, you're also wrapped in metal.
What was that last part, Scott? I mean, death tide,
Dark tide.
dark tide. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
You're also wrapped in metal.
You are wrapped in metal. Metal.
Yeah.
The metalist of metal. Known as metal. Metal. Kind of like methyl, but cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but do you guys decide to assault through the roof?
Yeah.
You said there.
Yes.
You say there are 8 on the roof.
4.
Oh, just 4.
Just 4.
I thought you said there were. Okay.
No.
All right.
4 on the roof, 10 between the garage and the main floor, and 6 distributed between the rest of the floors.
Okay. How do we want to take out the 4?
Ren drops you on one, and
Yeah, I was about to say I literally drop you on one and then the three of us can handle the other 3.
Okay.
not only
Sounds
that,
good.
Ren can take one can take one out of play if need be.
I mean, I could just throw them all off of the roof if we wanted to get technical too.
I mean, yeah, you can actually target each
take
one.
The one that take the one that you drop all strike on, throw him off the roof, so even if he doesn't take damage, he takes damage, and then we can just
Well,
go after the ones on the roof and try and get it done
she can
before
target them
more
right
show up.
now and just rip them off the roof.
Oh, okay. Well, I think
And
I'll do that.
then then those you two just move to the roof to get to the roof access. Because if they're using
Okay.
mental communication, the moment you start attack, they're all going to be alarmed.
Right.
So if you're going to go like full tilt, go full tilt.
Okay.
Which I'm just double checking a few things to make sure certain things are in order, to make sure there's no SAFUs. Okay, because you can easily sight them from where you're at, especially because you know where their minds are at, so you know the perfect timing to attempt to hit and boom. They are considered unaware of your approach. Well, not approach, but your attack, which directly. Let me double check on a. They're unaware, which makes them vulnerable. So any defenses they have against you are considered halved, which is good for you because it means hitting them just easier. You need to make me 4 separate attack rolls. Well, I mean, you can either do them roll 4 d20 as a group, and then we manually put in the modifiers, or you do them one at a time.
I think I'm going to go with one at a time.
Well, the
What's my add?
first one is a 10, then it's a 9, then it's an 8, then it's a 7.
All right.
Yeah, 10, 9, 8, 7. And then we double check their halved defense of dodge, which is always rounded down, so they only get a plus 4. So, I know the first one and the third one are most likely have a good chance of hitting. Which also means that oh, God. Well, that became a 32, and unless he manages to get a superb roll, he's asked to beat that. Because you can also damage them at the same time you fling them, or attempt to fling them.
Crush thine enemies.
I'm going to roll all 4 at the same time with 1, 2, 3, and 4. They have a plus 4 to each one. So 14 fails at, again, they all get a plus 4. So an 18 fails against a 21, an 18 beats a 13, a 14 fails against an 18, and that one definitely missed, which means they have to do 2 checks. The first check is against the damage of your attack, which, because they are technically considered vulnerable against this attack, I get to count their bonus in half, so they only get 5s. So I need to only roll 3 of those. Of course I rolled that one. These guys, these particular guys, despite what you think they are, aren't minions. So they're not going to automatically be taken out with a hit. I'm double checking to see if they have anything to help them. No. But at the same time, it's a DC 23 they have to beat. They have plus 5s. So the 11... Let me not properly record this down. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. An 11 versus a 22. Did I say 22 or 23? Yeah, 23. That's failed by 12 points, which means he's hit and staggered. The second guy got a nat 20, which gives him plus 5 versus that one. So that's a 30, so he's perfectly good. Guy number 3 got a 12 versus you're confirmed. I'm not confirmed, but you're 20, so that's a 27 versus his 12. Does you get no? 23 plus 5 is 28, which is a 16-point difference. So that guy is KO'd because he failed by 4 degrees. You need to make me 3 die 20 rolls. They each have the same modifier, so just roll me 3 die 20, please. This is to see if you can actually grapple them. Each has a plus 8. So I gotta make me 3 die rolls. They have only a plus 5. This is funny. The 3, which becomes an 8, versus your 12, means he's grabbed, so you can fling him. So number 1 just got flung, so you can count him out. Number 2, got an 18 versus your 15, which means he stays, and your 16 versus his 23 means you failed to grab him. So, I mean, I'm not counting 18 because that's number 3. Number 3 was KO'd by the damage effect, so he technically automatically would have failed. So technically, he does go flying off.
Okay, I was about to say, like, what were the first rolls for then if I didn't fling them off?
With the first roll, it's because remember you have damaging on it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's you have to roll to still hit. This is not perception automatic hit. It's damaging, so they have to immediately roll first damage. That's why 1 dropped immediate. Number 3 dropped, and number 1 got staggered. But then you managed to beat on the grab check for the move object first, number 1. So even though he got staggered, he's now flinging away. Number 2 not only didn't take any damage, I want to double check this. My brain just stopped working. Oh yeah, because that one missed. It's 3 you hit. 1 you staggered, but you flung him. The second one not only didn't take any damage, but he resisted the grab. The third one you KO'd him and then flung him, so he's definitely gone. Leaving number 2 and number 4 on the roof, which at this moment, Darktide can, because of how fast he can move up and swing, but he has to make the decision: are you using your unique blade or grass cutter?
Grass cutter.
Grass cutter.
It's the name of one of his. He has 2 katanas. That's the name of one of his katanas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said last session that his new hero name should be Lawnmower, but he did not like that.
It would have been hilarious.
Yeah, it would have.
But you can move up and swing at this, because as she's just trying to grab and boom, you can move up, which means you can still catch them by surprise.
Well,
it's still a surprise round.
do you want me to roll stealth? I mean, I'm dropping down from the sky.
It doesn't matter, because remember, your movement, you move at the rate that you can move up and swing before he has time to react.
Right.
So it's a catch-22 of he doesn't know you're there, so you can move. So you got the surprise round on him.
Okay.
You're plus 10 to hit, because again, it's a surprise round. This is melee. So he actually has a plus 5 to try not to get hit. And the die spot hates you with a passion.
Yes.
Because why?
Superior reflexes.
It's like he even had a... Okay, that means number 2 is going to be fighting there. all strike, you can either A, move forward and swing with your mighty fist of justice and attempt to melee swing him, or you can somewhat move up and use your focus beam to shoot him.
Which one's better? I don't
They
know.
do the same. That they're the same.
Okay, I'm gonna strike him in melee.
Okay, are you doing the accurate
Punch.
attack or normal attack?
Yeah.
Okay, accurate.
Let's go with accurate.
That's a plus 13 to hit versus his 5.
Okay.
Roll when you get the chance.
$31.
Yeah, you hit him. Because you use accurate, it's a DC 22. This is as part of the surprise round. I can still label him as vulnerable, so he's taking only half his toughness. And a 10-point difference between what he got and your damage, which means he does take a point of damage and is dazed. Now we go to everyone's favorite section, the initiative section.
And where's that? D20 still, or
D20
is it a
plus
D10?
D20. While
Okay.
Dark has a plus 6, and Ren also has a plus 1.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
all right.
I'm afraid to roll.
Holy shit!
Well,
I
you
rolled
rolled a
I
D10.
rolled the same thing you did.
Oh no, you rolled
No,
a
you rolled a D10.
which means I get to ignore this.
Oh shit! Oh, I thought I hit a D.
Now please roll
Never
the
mind.
proper die. The dice ball went.
If it happens
heck
again,
no.
I'm calling us the Dippin' Dots.
Oh god. Oh my god. Oh. This is hilariously bad.
Yes.
The reason wasn't a nat 1 again. But it goes me, then all strike, then dark, then red. Maybe next the end of season maintenance, I'm gonna fix your guys' initiative because what the donkey. The two bad guys on the top, because now they get to go, because I was hoping they wouldn't. And that the two up there that are in position to actually see and interact with this can tell that they are holding assault rifles.
Okay.
And this is where I am happy that you guys are capable enough to dwindle their numbers in half immediately on the surprise round, because the almighty hero that goes by the name of Dark needs to roll me his plus 10 dodge. And then he needs to cry for me.
You sure you want to see this? You sure you want to see this?
I could assume it's a nat 1 and you just regret life.
Oh,
Okay, I like that. I like that. Mainly because of that. Now, All Strike only has a plus 8 on his dodge, and he needs to roll his dodge now. Oh, wait, let me double check something. Still roll. Oh, God, this is going to be hilarious.
still roll D20.
Plus 8. Okay, this is funny because I feel like the die spot is toying with you guys now. Because you uber dodged that. Because that nat 20 turned in that 28 into a 32, which means even though you didn't need that extra plus 5 because I got a total of 25, you definitely dodged it with flying colors. Which now puts it to your swing. You can either accurate attack him again with a plus 13, or you can just swing with your plus 8, so that way you choose damage over accuracy.
Wait, what happened to Ren's attack?
Ren goes last.
Okay, so
And
Yeah.
the only two that are attacking you and All Strike. Just
okay,
remember, she staggered and flung one of them, KO'd and flung the other one, leaving only two left to fight you guys.
Okay, so
so it's and All Strike gets to go before me, right?
Yeah,
Got
because
it.
yeah, so
Okay, I was that was what was getting me.
I can use the +8 you said.
if you want to favor damage over accuracy, you can use the plus 8.
Okay, that's
Which
what I'm gonna do.
which means if you manage to hit, which I hope you do. This is his parry. You hit him. He's no longer vulnerable to your attack, but you did hit him before, which means he does have a point of damage on him, which means, of course, I roll high, but you have a 27, which means he still fails by 6, which is 2 degrees, which means he stays staggered and took another point of damage. Now, Dark, you can swing. Now, I would like to remind you that you could do an accurate attack to increase your to hit from a 10 to a 15, but you'll be only doing a DC 20. Or because at this moment it's a whoever rolls higher, because you have a plus 10 versus his plus 10. So it's technically a roll off on who's higher.
Oh, well, then we can roll off.
You can do it.
You got
Oh,
lucky.
wow.
So he has to roll.
I did.
Roll force your 25, which he got a 14, which is a 15 point yeah, no, it's an 11 point difference, which means he's damaged and he's denied his next turn. Now, Ren, besides being able to attack them still, you can note that the 6 people running about the building, you're pretty sure they're going to stairs. And you can pinpoint that 2 of the believed vampires are also moving towards the stairs. And a thing you can note is what you believe to be the vampires are moving quite fast, because they went from where they were at to pretty much up several of the floors. So you believe they're either running really, really fast, or they're levitating through the hallways and stairs.
I'm going to inform my party members of that information.
So the two believed vampires are going to be engaging the party next turn. So on the bad guys' next turn, vampires are going to be storming there. But you still can target the 2 people right now. So if you want, you can roll your 2 attacks, one with a 10, one with a 9. A 9, which, because they are aware that someone's trying to fling them, they are not subject to being vulnerable against it. So they're at their full plus 9 on first range attacks. Okay, a 17 turned to an 18 means you smacked him, but you got managed to get a 1 on your second one, which means you completely and totally missed the second one. But the first one has to make a damage roll versus your... Excuse me, because he already has a point of damage on him. And of course it rolls high, because the dice bot doesn't want you to have anything. Double checking DC of a... Yeah. Boom, but now roll with a +8 versus his +5 to see if he gets flung or not. Of course. You failed to, you damaged him, but you failed to actually grab him.
Now, is she trying to throw the two vampires?
No, the
Or
two left guys, because one's
okay.
the one fighting Dark is staggered, which means he's denied his turn now. He can't do anything because he's staggered. The second guy is dazed, which means he only can do one action, which his one action is to shoot you. So roll with your +8, please. And it, of course, he misses you again completely. Which, it is now your turn. Please roll with your +8 to smack him. Double checking his parry again. This guy's parry. Yeah, no, yeah, his parry is a 10. So hopefully you get high. All strike got a no. Oh! Oh! That 11 gets turned to a 6, and instead of rolling with his, because he has 2 damage on him, so normally he would be rolling with an 8. But because he failed that dodge check, that 8 drops by 5, turning into a 3, which means he only gets a +3 versus your 27. There's a chance he regrets life. Okay, a 8-point difference. Which he is dazed. I was really hoping that he would be worse off than that. Dark, the person, you can make a swing against the person in front of you.
Yes, let's
So
swing at
roll
the
that
person in front of me.
+10, which is versus his +10. So just, it's a roll off to see who rolls higher. Of
I don't know
course.
why I wouldn't hit him. Yeah, he doesn't get an action. Why does he
Because
is
it
he able to
doesn't
do
stop
that?
him from defending himself. He was
So
denied doing anything this turn, as in he could not move or attack. It does not stop us. Being staggered does not stop you from defending yourself. It's the same thing if you were staggered. Does not mean he automatically hits you or gets bonuses to hit you. It just means you can't run from him or damage him. But now we go to Ren, who again can attempt to grab both of them, which I hope she does, because
I do.
you get a 10 and then a 9. Okay, hopefully I roll dog doo-doo. Okay, because they get 9 first range attacks. Oh, this is hilarious. The 4 becomes a 13, which means you hit. The 14 becomes a 23, which means you hit him twice. Which means both have to roll against your damage, but both of them have different modifiers. The one fighting Dark only gets a 9 because of the damage on him. Which Let me double check your DC. It's a 23 versus 11. That's 12-point difference, which means he took 9 point of damage and is staggered again, which means he can't do anything on his next turn. The second one has 3 damage, so he only gets to roll with a 7. And of course, he only takes 1 point of damage. No, let me double check the DC. He matched the DC, which means nothing's done because degrees of failure start at 1, not 0. But you now need to make your 2 die rolls with a plus. Well, there's a difference in 3 in your favor. So you get to so you can either just roll 2 die 20 or roll separately with a plus 8. Okay, which, because there's a 3-point difference, you guys don't have to worry about those 2 anymore. Because there's a 3-point difference in favor of Ren, which means they need to get significantly higher, and Ren flings them both off the building. Which means you guys don't have to worry about 4 of these people, which means I have to make this note here, because you guys have successfully, in the first episode, defeated 4 of the amount of enemies needed to defeat to remove them. At this particular point, before the vampires actually pop out the door and start swinging, it's at the normal ending time. Well, actually, it's exceeded by like 10 minutes, but we've reached the end of the episode. So this is a great cliffhanger for our viewer and potential viewers. So thank you for watching and actually commenting. That was much appreciated. Remember to like, subscribe, and to join us next week for more Nightmares of Future Past.